From Maple Mountain High School in Spanish Fork 17 is proud to present to you the UPG Last Chance Tournament in this key matchup between the Springville Red Devils and the Spanish Fork Dons. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Jake Arska, alongside with me Andrew LaRose, and we're very proud to present to you baseball at last. And a key matchup between these two rivals, Spanish Fork and Springville, a heated matchup between these two teams. But more than anything, an opportunity for us to present to you baseball again after what has been a crazy couple of months with coronavirus and everything going on. We're finally able to bring baseball in almost a sigh of relief in a sense, and we hope you're able to enjoy it with us as much as we enjoy presenting the game to you. Andrew, this is an exciting matchup between two historically good teams. Spanish Fork, of course, last year, a very talented team that went very deep in the tournament, but this year not a lot of opportunities obviously to play with the season being shortened, but a team that has had a lot of turnover between last year and this year.
Oh, absolutely, Jake. I mean, this is a team that loses Cy Nielsen, Andrew Pintar, Tay Newman, just to name a few of the key seniors from last year's team, guys that were key contributors to several very successful Dons teams and have gone on, a couple of them have gone on to play college ball. Cy and Andrew both over at BYU, Tay playing ball up in Idaho. So again, guys that definitely contributed to the program a ton, and so this is kind of a little bit of a rebuild year, as you will, for the Dons. Went 1-4 in the season before the shutdown with the coronavirus, and unfortunately we're taken down in the first game here in pool play to the Provo Bulldogs. They lost 6-0 yesterday, so hoping for a bounce back game here today. Speaking of a team that also needs a bounce back game, is actually the team they're playing tonight. The Springville Red Devils have also lost both. They've lost both of their games thus far in pool play. Their first loss to Salem Hills 7-0, and then they made the trip from Salem Hills here after playing Provo, and they lost that game 13-2. And so the Red Devils also hoping for a much better performance and hoping at least to get one win here in pool play before the brackets get set up.
Yeah, this is a good matchup for both teams. Of course, if you're new to this format, the UPG Last Chance Tournament has been something that's been assembled at the last minute. A lot of sponsors, a lot of contributors came together and decided that it would be a good idea to help give seniors and these high schoolers a chance to play baseball, have the chance to have a tournament of some sort, and to be able to enjoy what they love. Obviously, with coronavirus affecting so much, of daily life and what has gone on, this is a chance for them to give back and in some way to these students. And so the way that it's going currently, we're playing pool play matchups right now, and over about 10 teams from the Utah Valley area are competing, Spanish Fork and Springville being two of those teams. They will play pool play until Saturday, and then next week they will commence a tournament to determine the winner. So as for now, Spanish Fork and Springville both 0-2, looking to get a key win in pool play. We'll see how they go today as that first pitch is in for a strike.
Yeah, Corbin Harrison up here for the Dons, and he laces that one.
Quick early single for Spanish Fork, and they get on early. For Springville, Zach Graves is the starting pitcher, number 8 for the Red Devils. Harrison gets a base hit, and that'll bring up number 20, Mason Olson, one of the key contributors from last year for this Spanish Fork squad. He himself had a pretty impressive pitching outing back in the state playoffs last year. Just was not quite enough as they ended up falling in playoff play.
Yeah, Olson was on the mound one of the last times the Dons played. He no doubt probably started the game against Provo. Did not see a box score for that one, but Mason is definitely the ace of the staff here this season and had to actually go toe-to-toe with Cooper Vest back in the Red Rock Classic. If you remember that, back in March before the coronavirus went down, he actually did very well in that game, only gave up 2 runs, but unfortunately that was the game where Cooper Vest struck out 20 of 21 outs, and so had a lot of competition to compete with.
Exactly. It's kind of hard to go against someone like that when they're having a performance of that caliber. Count 1-1 here. Spanish Fork wearing new uniforms this year, black and gray, A little bit different from the traditional red as Olsen lines this one to right center field. It's going to go in the gap for a base hit. This could be extra bases. He rounds second. Going around third is Harrison. They're not going to get him in time, and Spanish Fork's going to have a run here. Stretching for three is Olsen, and the throw is in time, and he is out at third. A good relay throw by the Red Devils, but he'll drive in one. Spanish Fork will get on the board.
Mason Olsen doing a very good job of staying back on that pitch. Absolutely demolishes it into the alleyway there between right and center. Unfortunately, gets caught being a little greedy there, trying to stretch out that 2-jacks double into a triple T triple, but he will still get an RBI double for his efforts.
Now coming to bat, number 15, Josh Dart.
And Josh Dart will be up to hit here. Don's on the board early. Comes a pitch, drops in at the knees for a strike. Good breaking pitch there by Graves.
Yeah, hadn't shown his breaking pitch yet in this game, so nice job there to freeze up Dart, who's one of the better hitters on this Don squad.
Dart a power hitter. That one spikes in the dirt. And this is a team with a lot of turnover. However, Dart was one of the players who contributed last year in the playoffs for the Dons.
Yeah, Dart's been around the program for a while. Started playing with these guys as a freshman. I remember him as a sophomore a couple years ago, belting 3 home runs in one game in region play.
Very impressive hitter, but he does go down there as Graves gets his first strikeout and the first out of the game, or second out of the game, I should say. So with 2 down, that'll bring up number 24, Connor Sheriff.
Connor Sheriff.
He playing first base for the Dons today. First pitch breaks in there for a strike.
Graves doing a nice job of finding that low inside corner with that breaking pitch. So far has shown really good command thus far in this game.
Another good breaking pitch. He has done a good job of finding the zone with that off speed. Graves, a junior for this Springville squad. He finds himself in a friendly count, 0-2. Comes the payoff pitch. A good pitch, and it's just up and outside, and that'll be 1-2.
Yeah, I heard the Springville contingency whine about that one. They thought that they had a strike 3 there on that pitch. Definitely one that could have been called. Certainly located pretty well.
It's always a heated rivalry between these two crosstown rivals.
Oh, yes.
1-2 pitch here. That one fouled away.
Yeah, Sheriff doing a nice job there to just spoil that pitch, able to hang just enough there on that breaking ball, got in front on his front feet and was able to just get a piece of it.
Comes a pitch. That one in the dirt. So Springville's hoping to rebound after a earlier loss to Provo. Still searching for their first win in pool play as that one's outside. Now we're full.
Yeah, they got beat up by the Provo Bulldogs 13-2, the same team that handed Spanish Fork their first loss in pool play.
That one's grounded over to short. Will be picked up and thrown over to first. A stumble there by Sheriff as he makes his way over the bag. But it's all good, and that will signal the middle of the inning. So Spanish Fork gets one on the board off of a huge hit by Mason Olsen. As we go to the middle of the first, we'd like to take the time to present our sponsors and thank our sponsors for today's game. Let's introduce them to you. Synergy Elite Health, world-class supplements powering world-class athletes for over 20 years. Call 801-492-4845 for more information about how your athlete can perform at their peak. Zift, payments for the modern era, a better alternative to Stripe and PayPal. Contact an associate to learn more. Visit www.zift.io for more information. We'd also like to thank Trapnell Orthodontics, Namify, Red Rock Orthodontics, Kisses Kava, Salem Oil and Lube, and Utah
Batting seventh,
UPR,
left
Utah
field, number
Prep Rack.
9, Austin Burnham. Batting eighth and playing center field, number 21, Dawson Lee.
So I'll bring up the bottom half of the first inning.
Batting ninth, number 2,
And Springville's
Brady
first chance
BBall.
to get on the
And
board
pitching
here.
for the Dons today, number 16, Weston Corliss.
So starting for the Dons on
Now
the
let's
mound
meet
is
the
number
lineup for the home
16,
team, the
Weston
Springville
Corliss.
Red Devils. Batting first, playing right field, number 4, Carson Stafford. Batting second, playing shortstop, number 6, Cooper Riggs.
Beautiful
Batting
afternoon
third
here, by
and
the way,
playing
in
third base,
Spanish
number
Fork.
15, Easton Lydiard.
It's been a hot
Batting
one
fourth,
so
playing
far.
First base, number 16.
Well, everybody
Nick
enjoying
Thorpe.
it here, of course, with
Batting fifth, playing center field,
coronavirus
number
happening.
23,
Everybody
Austin
really excited to
Taylor
get
Kelly.
outside and watch some baseball,
Batting
of course,
sixth
doing
and
it
catching
safely.
number 1, Kyle Snyder.
And we hope that you're
Batting
enjoying it as
seventh,
well.
Playing left field, number 7, Cade Child.
Yeah, just being able to have live
Batting
sports
eighth,
again,
the
Jake, is
designated
just
hitter, number
it's a
24,
healing balm for
Jacob
people.
Demolis.
Like just being able to be out here, enjoy being at the
Batting
ballpark,
ninth,
being able
batting
to watch the
ninth,
boys play,
pitcher number
especially for these
8,
seniors. Again, we
Zach
talked about that
Graves.
earlier. That this is, as the
And playing
tournament
base
says,
number
it's
3,
their last chance.
Sawyer
It's that
Hayes.
opportunity to be able to represent your high school one more time and be able to play with your teammates one more time. And so it's just a special treat for all of the teams involved. Wish that there had been a way for more of the teams to be able to get involved, as really the only teams in this tournament are 4 and 5A teams, mostly exclusively from the Utah Valley area. But again, just being able to be back out in this atmosphere, the sun is shining. We both are burned pretty good.
Yeah.
And it's just nice to be able to be back in this environment again. Like it's just an absolute treat, and it's just so nice to get just a little slice of normalcy once again.
Well, the suntan isn't coming in great, but
No,
nevertheless,
it's coming in red.
we're enjoying
The
it.
right fielder, number 4, Carson Stafford.
The burn is severe, but you know what? Baseball is back, and we're happy. And that one is a hit the pitch off the foot, it looked like, of Stadford. So he'll reach on the first pitch there. Wild throw by Corliss, and so Springville already have a runner on first.
Now coming to bat.
Yeah,
the
not a
shortstop,
great
number
first
6,
pitch there for Corliss
Cooper
as it goes off the foot there. Hopefully he's able to calm down here. I know that nerves probably are involved here. We talked about in our first game that we called with Maple Mountain and Orem. We felt that the Orem pitchers were just rattled right out of the gate, and you could just tell that the rust of not having truly pitched in 2 months was really evident with them. Hopefully that's not the case here tonight with Corliss.
No one in for a strike there. So Corliss does get a little bit more composed here, but like you said, Andrew, it is the beginning of this tournament. It's been quite a bit of months since baseball's been played, and a lot of these pitchers, a lot of these players haven't had the opportunity to go out and play organized baseball. So it is pretty understandable. A lot of the nerves are prevalent. You could kind of sense that with the previous game, as you said, that we watched. We'll see how Spanish Fork reacts here, as that one is thrown over to first.
Yeah, a little decent pickoff move there to keep Stanford close there at first base.
Cooper Riggs up to bat here. He'll take this one and hit it into shallow center, and it's going to drop for a base hit. So Springville doing their part on the offensive end as well, and they put a runner in scoring position with nobody out.
Yeah, solid piece of hitting there by Riggs. Just gets his hands right through the zone there real quick and just drops that thing right in the center field. But also nice defense there by Dawson Lee. Wasn't tempted to try to run in on it, just kind of made sure that he could stay in front. Got to the ball real quick and got it back into the infield super quick, so prevented Stanford from stretching that from second base over to third base.
That one is in the dirt for ball one. So Corliss already feeling the pressure here to start. Runners on first and second, nobody on, or nobody out.
Yeah, looking like it could potentially be a busy day behind the plate for Easton Romero, but one of the better catchers in 5A does a good job of staying in front of the ball.
That one dribbled over to second. There could be two. Picked up, thrown over to second for one, and not in time for the second. So they do get the force. Runners are now on the corners with one out.
Yeah, nice job there over at shortstop. It's Corbin Harrison for the Dons. Picked it up, sent it over to second base, but yeah, just a little bit slow there to be able to get Lydiard over at first and complete that double play, but still at least got that runner over there at second, so sitting with runners on the corners.
Good opportunity for Springville to respond here. That one gets fouled behind. Most of the games so far in pool play, unfortunately, haven't been quite as close as we would have hoped. A lot of them being pretty one-sided in nature. We'll see today. Obviously, rivalry games bring the intensity. Teams are ready to go. A lot more passion goes into these games. A lot more focus as well. So should be an exciting one for sure today, as that one goes up and in. A crazy fastball there. Fortunately, Thorpe looks to be fine, and he runs his way over to first, and now load the bases up.
Yeah, that's a scary situation, though, and I've been there as a player. When that fastball is coming at your face, it is not a pleasant feeling, and you just kind of gets all the adrenaline going. So I can imagine a little bit of what he's feeling over there at first base, but thankfully for him, it does mean at least he gets that free pass over to first, and now loads the bases up.
Yeah, it can be a scary situation. I remember playing, my share of high school baseball, and when a pitch comes up that close, it's one of those split instinct moments where you have to just hope that you turn the right direction or that you shield yourself enough. Fortunately, he's okay. Only hit his helmet. But again, another opportunity for Springville here with the bases loaded, as that one drops in for a strike, and it's quickly 0-2 here to Tyler Kelly.
Yeah, Corliss doing a nice job here of just attacking Kelly, already getting into a nice 0-2 count. This is definitely his best approach thus far on any of the Springville hitters.
Composed and aggressive, and he gets him down on 3 pitches. Strikes him out looking, and 2 down for Cade Snyder.
Fantastic pitch there by Corliss.
Now coming to bat.
Gave him 2 fastballs and then drops in the little hook there. Gets him all frozen up there for strike 3. Nice job. Nice, good, solid pitch sequence there for Corliss.
Big opportunity again. Can Springville come through here with 2 down? First pitch is in and just high for ball 1. Looked to be good. Ump deems it a little bit too high, though.
Seems like the ump might be a little tight with his calls, at least up in the zone.
That one gets drilled down the right field line. A lot of fans you can see over there in the right field area. It's a lot of people pulling up umbrellas and chairs. I think it's doing hopefully a good job of staying socially distanced, staying safe. And of course, would love that. I think everybody's just happy to be here, as that one slowly dribbled over to second and thrown over to first, and that'll do it for the inning. So Springville, with 1 out and bases loaded, leaves the bases stranded. Score remains 1-0, Spanish Fork on top. And we'll take you to the second inning after this break here on Spanish Fork 17.
1 hit, they strand 3 after 1 complete.
If you're looking for a workout, you know MVP Sports is the place to start, and that includes pickleball. MVP Sports has all you need to get active in this growing sport: paddles, shoes, clothing, and the pickleballs. MVP Sports in Spanish Fork.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
Need a new car or truck? Come to the guys you trust. The Car Guys are part of the Blue Diamond Auto Group, and they have the best selection of quality vehicles at the best prices for your budget. The Blue Diamond Auto Group with the Car Guys at 872 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Top of the second inning here on Spanish Fork 17 for the UPG Last Chance Tournament between the Spanish Fork Dons and the Springville Red Devils. Score 1-0, Spanish Fork on top here as they go to bat in the top of the second. Potentially good inning for Springville in the bottom of the first was squandered by a strikeout and a ground out, leaving runners stranded here. Apart from the Mason Olson hit in the first inning, though, Springville has done a good job on defense. The Dons, though, were able to get a run.
Leading it off for the Dons here in the top of the second will be the catcher, number 13.
They'll hope to add on to it as
Romero.
Easton Romero goes up to bat for the Dons here. Romero, one of the better catchers in 5A, batting lefty here as he takes that one in the dirt for ball one.
Yeah, Romero really does a good job of handling the pitching staff, calls a really good game, is a solid defender back there behind the plate, and also provides a little bit of pop from the left side.
He takes a big hack at that one, and he misses for strike one. You can see some of that power there in his swing.
Yeah, it's a nice, short, compact swing. He's able to gets his hands through the zone real quick, and doesn't really do anything too fancy with his follow-up either, just kind of goes all Bryce Harper on it.
He does take another big hack here. This time he skies it over to second, and the catch is made there, albeit a little bit shaky. Sawyer Hengst over there at second base gets the out.
Yeah, that one up in the air a million miles, and so not the easiest thing to do in the infield. I know that those infield pop-ups are kind of seen as gimme outs, but depending on how the wind is, and certainly depending on where the sun is at the point of the day, like those infield pop-ups can be real tricky.
Especially as a defender when you have the back to it, as that one is bobbled over there at second by Hanks, and that will put Holt on with an infield single.
Now coming to
just
bat,
going and attacking
9,
that first
the
pitch is Caden Holt. Does a nice job of at least sending it out there. Unfortunately for the Red Devils, Hank's really just not able to corral that one in. Kind of was in an awkward stance trying to get to the ball, so boots off of his foot. So good infield single there for the Dons.
So Austin Burnham will come up for his first at bat here. A lot of lefties in this Dons lineup as that one goes in for a strike.
Yeah, a little more balance in their lineup than is typical. Usually you see a lot more right-handers in high school lineups in particular. But yeah, this Dons lineup does lean fairly strong to the left.
Sits on that one, and that'll drop in for a strike as well, and he's quickly behind 0-2. Grays, for the most part, finding the zone really well. Dons have had their opportunities to attack, though.
Yeah, 0-2 count here. Burnham definitely needing to protect the plate and just try to do your best to not roll over anything.
Well, Burnham was tempted at that one, but he let it slide, and that one's outside for ball one.
Yeah, in the back of your mind, you got to be thinking, just don't hit a grounder. Just don't hit a grounder, soft grounder to short or second. Don't create a double play opportunity.
It's a scary sight, but he comes through there and hits that one over into the right side for a base hit. It's always a hitter's worst fear is grounding into a double play, I think, or striking out in a big situation, but no worries there for Burnham. He does the job, and so that'll bring up number 21, Dawson Lee.
Yeah, able to sneak that one past the first baseman. Got a little bit more on a line, not so much a true ground ball, really just kind of one-hopped over by the first baseman. So nice job there by Burnham getting himself a single, and now Dawson Lee with the task of keeping this thing rolling.
A lot of opportunities here for both teams early on as that one's hit and skied in the air. It's going to be popped up into the infield right at second base. Runner does tag, and it'll be caught over there at short by number 6, Cooper Riggs, and that'll be the second out of the inning.
Riggs coming over from that shortstop position. Usually the infielder that takes control in those types of situations, and in this case probably had the best angle at it anyway, so called everyone off and got that second out.
So Jackson Rinks will come up here with 2 down in the top of the second for Spanish Fork and try and drive in some runs. That one goes outside.
And Ranky's just looking for any way to get on base here to extend this rally, whether that is being patient here and taking a walk or just getting a pitch that you like and sending it out to the outfield. Like anything you can do to get this thing going and get it back to the top of the order.
That one just goes outside for ball 2.
So far not willing to swing at anything outside of the zone, just doing a good job of being patient and making Graves pitch a good one to him.
He certainly is trying to get in that zone there. Again, you know, Ranky's a smaller guy, smaller strike zone as well. It makes it all the more difficult as a pitcher to try and locate that zone, especially if it shrinks. Kind of struggling with that right now as he's 3 balls, 0 strikes on the count. And a 4-pitch walk. So the bases will be loaded here with 2 down and an opportunity for Harrison to come up again in his second at bat.
Yeah, Ranky's definitely did his job there. Didn't want to swing at any of those pitches by Graves. Had a lot of plate discipline there. Just took the 4 straight balls and took his free pass over to first base.
So Harrison is up for his second at bat. In his first hit, he was able to get on with a single. Hope to repeat the same thing, if not more, the second time around here as he takes the first pitch for a strike.
Yeah, if you had a repeat here, you'd hope that it would be a 2-run single potentially.
Dribbles that one over to short. On the hop, it's picked up and thrown over to first, and not in time. That one's going to dribble away. Second runner goes in. Throw is not in time, and 2 runs will score. A perfect scenario for the Dons off the miscue there. Thorpe was not able to snag it up over at first, and Spanish Fork will take a 3-0 lead here.
Yeah, it was pretty clean there by Riggs over at short. Little bit of a throw in the dirt, and yeah, just not able to dig that thing up was Thorpe. And so unfortunately their miscue is to Spanish Fork's gains as 2 runs come rumbling in.
The Dons will gladly take it. Quickly find themselves up 3-0 here off of some good base running. Olsen, who had a potential triple last inning, now finds himself at the plate. Count is 1-1 here. You see Ranky's over at third.
20, Mason Olsen.
Yeah, Olsen with another big RBI opportunity here. Would love to see another 2 jacks double right here.
Takes that one wisely as that one is below the knees. Count is now 2-1. Of course, with not a lot of baseball comes, you know, more errors and more, you know, rusty play, of course. And I think the biggest thing that we'll notice here in this tournament is who can adapt quickly, who can get back to mid-season form as quickly as possible.
And yeah, that's easier said than done, Jake.
It certainly is.
It is. It's you get into a rhythm during the season, and when you're just literally just taken straight out of that with everything that happened with the pandemic, and then you're basically given about a week's-ish notice that, hey, you might be playing some ball, like that's not a ton of time to get yourself game ready and get yourself enough reps that you actually feel comfortable with where you're at in terms of your performance. And so I can definitely understand the jitters and the miscues that have happened thus far in this tournament.
It's quite a challenge indeed. It really is to get yourself going in a matter of days to be able to get ready for a baseball tournament, let alone a game. We'll see who's up to the task here. Full count here. 2 outs, 3-0 Spanish Fork, and a big time strikeout there by Graves. And he saves the Red Devils, I should say, from any more damage. The score is 3-0, Spanish Fork on top. And we'll take a second to thank our sponsors again for their support in today's game.
Yeah, we've got Synergy Elite Health, Zift Trapnell Orthodontics, proud sponsor of the Last Chance Tournament, and is currently offering $400 off treatments along with Apple AirPods. Stop by 187 East 400 South in Springville, or just give us a call at 801-489-9475 and mention this ad that we just talked about here to schedule your free new patient consultation today. Nameify, wanting to unify your group or making a lasting impression? Contact the great folks at Nameify and get the amazing service you deserve for all your printing, engraving, and embroidery needs. Visit them online today at nameify.com. Red Rock Orthodontics, do it once, do it right. Compromise elsewhere, but not on your smile. Kisses Kava, reduce stress and sleep better with Kisses Kava Premium Noble Fijian Kava Powder straight from the island of Vanua Leva, Fiji. Go to www.kisseskava.com to order now. Salem Oil Lube, high quality service and outstanding customer care. Mention the Last Chance Tournament and get $5 off your next oil change. They are located in downtown Salem. And of course, the Utah Prep Rag.
Leading it off for the Red Devils here in the bottom of the second.
Of course, we'd love to thank all of our sponsors and for the sponsors who have come together to make this possible. Of course, this is something that we didn't know would happen. It was kind of a last-minute idea and plan that got formulated. They needed help with sponsorships, and sure enough, a lot of people in the community came together to make this happen. And of course, we thank them for their support. I'm very happy to be here broadcasting this game to you live. Again, Spanish Fork up 3-0 here as Springville takes to bat in the bottom half of the second. We'll look to try to get something on the board after leaving the bases loaded in the bottom half of the first.
Yeah, Corliss able to get out of big jam there in the first inning. This one's sent out to center field.
One looks routine, and sure enough, it will be made in center field. That's Caden. That's actually Dawson Lee in center field to make the catch. And that'll put one down.
Yeah, can of corn, as they say. Just a little floater out there to center field. Nice job by Lee to camp under it and get the out. Corliss really looking pretty good here through these first couple of innings.
It took a little bit of time to get himself settled, but once he was able to get out of that jam in the first, he's been pretty spot on so far, and he's had good control overall. Been a couple of moments of shakiness, but been doing all right here. However, he does fall behind in the count to start here to Jacob Delamus. That one's in there for a strike, and it's 2-1.
Yeah, fantastic pitch there by Corliss. Had been a little wild and been a little more down the zone this time. He was able to raise it up and able to just touch that lower part of the strike zone.
That one's high, and I'll put the count at 3-1 here. And a good eye there, and that'll be a walk. Or there's a correction in the count, actually, so that'll actually leave it at a full count. Here's the pitch. And a swing and a miss. Boy, count changes everything, and that's a strikeout there for Corliss. Good pitch, and again, like you said, he started to heat up.
Yeah, went from what looked like a walk to a strikeout. That's about as good of a result as you can get in terms of turning the tables in an at-bat. So nice job there by Corliss to fight his way back in that count and able to get a second strikeout of the game.
Zach
So I'll bring up the
Graves.
bottom of the order for Springville, and Zach Graves will be up for his first at-bat. He takes that one low and in the dirt for ball one. So far, both teams looking pretty good so far. Again, these teams both looking for their first win in tournament play. I think we both agree, and everybody that's seen the game so far would agree that Maple Mountain looks like one of the teams to beat so far in pool play.
Yeah, certainly Maple Mountain has looked sensational. They've scored 26 runs thus far in pool play, 13 in their first game, 13 in their second game. So definitely looking like a force to be reckoned with here in this tournament.
There's a diving play over at second. Not in time, however, a slow roller. Good effort there by number 2 for Spanish Fork. Maybe Jackson Rankies on the diving effort, just not in time, though. So Spanish Fork will get one on. Graves will be on first, and they'll bring up the top of the order, and Standiford will come up for a second at bat.
Yeah, Standiford was nailed on the very first pitch of the game, hit him in the foot. Oh, looks like there's going to be a speed-up runner
coming to
over
bat,
at
number 4.
first base.
Carson Stafford.
So they want to preserve Graves as he's pitching today, so don't want to waste his energy running on the base paths. Probably a smart move there by the coach.
I wish they did that to me more in baseball play. So Ryder Paulson will take his place over at first, and Standiford will come in. We'll take that one. It'll be outside for a ball.
Excellent pop-up time there by Romero. He actually thought he had a really good throw, too. Just not quite in time as they were able to read that pickoff move. But, yeah, Romero was right up and ready to gun that thing.
Here's a 1-0, and that one inside. A quick hack at it by Standiford. A little defensive there as that one goes back into the, it looks like the soccer area over there behind us. Count 1-1 here. And that one, over his back. You know, we watched our last game, we saw at least 5 or 6 batters get hit by
6 batters
by pitches in the last affair between Maple Mountain and Orem. A lot of wild pitches in that matchup, and we're seeing some of that here as well, a little bit of rustiness.
Yeah, and again, we talked about that being kind of an expected thing with these pitchers having essentially a 2-month-plus layoff between ball games, and again, not really given a ton of time between now and when they actually knew that this tournament was even happening. So, you know, expecting the pitchers to be on point here for this tournament was going to be a bit of a tall task.
Tall task indeed, but nevertheless, we're here and
we are.
The players are happy, and it's great to see baseball again, honestly, with all that's been going on, and
now coming to bat,
parents and fans
6,
are happy as well.
Cooper Riggs.
A lot of things have changed, a lot of things including graduation, for example, here with these schools, and with Spanish Fork and with Maple Mountain in particular. There was a big graduation ceremony, a big twist up, in fact, with cars pulling up and students being able to, you know, go up to the podium more or less, and having family kind of drive by and see. It was definitely a different experience for them.
Yeah, it was a pretty good one. From most of my reports, I've heard that people kind of liked it, and it was just a nice little reprieve from what all is going on.
Oh, and bobbled over there at second. Is it in time? No, it's not. They say it's late. So Springville keeps everybody safe here, and again, in the second inning, they'll have the bases loaded. 2 outs this time around. A little bit of a bobble at shortstop by Harrison. Opens the door for Springville to try and get back into this one.
Yeah, Corliss in a familiar situation here with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Same place that he was in the first inning.
That one is errant and high. Good save there by Romero.
Yeah, Lilliard reached on a fielder's choice in his first at bat, and then was stranded at second as part of that bases loaded jam that Corliss was able to get out of.
Lydiard hits that one down the line, and it's fair. Big time hit by Lydiard, and that's going to drive in 2. Throw comes in and it's cut off. Big time hit there. A 2-jacks double for Springville, and they're on the board and score now 3-2.
Yeah, Austin Lilliard able to just rifle that thing right down the third base line, just beyond the extended glove of Josh Dart. And yeah, able to make this thing into a ball game here with that 2-run double.
Big time hit there. So when they weren't able to capitalize in the first, they make up for it here in the second, and they can add more potentially, as it looks like Corliss is starting to get a little bit out of control with the throws here.
Yeah, hitting a little bit of a rough patch here. Wouldn't be shocked if
number 16, Nick
Thorpe. He's unable to get Thorpe out here, if there isn't going to be a mound visit here to kind of calm his nerves down, as it just seems to be a little erratic right now.
Seems like his throws are kind of up and in. That's where the location is that he's missing.
Romero doing a phenomenal job there behind the plate. He's had to deal with a lot of pretty wild pitches, and he's done a good job of basically keeping everything out in front. Has thrown a couple good pickoff moves, and there's another example of some great defense that he's got. Just does such a good job of just getting his glove down and making sure to knock the ball down instead of it letting it sneak past him.
Has done a good job here. Count is 3-0. Fourth pitch comes in and is called a strike. That was a good pitch there at the hip. That one rolls by Corliss, but looks like everything's safe there. Good backup.
Yeah, another one of those things that you wouldn't think would be, you just think of that exchange between the catcher and the pitcher as being routine, but sometimes it can go a little awry.
A little crazy there as that one's dribbled over to first. Routine play, and that will be the third out of the inning. So Springville does capitalize. A big hit there by Easton Lydiard, and that will bring it to 3-2 the score as we take a quick break here. Spanish Fork on top. We'll be back with the third on Spanish Fork 17.
Nobody plans on getting in an accident, but if you do, you can rely on the expertise of Mike McKell to protect and fight for your rights. Specializing in personal injury law, Mike McKell is the attorney you need. Call McKell, Thompson, and Hunter, 801-798-9000.
Well, it finally happened, Zachary. Somebody burned down my she shed.
The she shed was struck by lightning.
Zachary, is my she shed covered by State Farm?
Your she shed's covered, Cheryl.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm.
Call State Farm agent Lance Wilson today.
I definitely recommend the Driggs team. They're amazing.
Hi, I'm Greg with the Driggs Mortgage team, where we believe there's no substitute for experience. Stop by our office today on Main Street and let us help you get into your brand new home.
Hi, welcome to Two Jacks Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to Two Jacks Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork, or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
And we're back here for the last chance Utah Varsity Baseball Championship tournament matchup between the Springville Red Devils and the Spanish Fork Dons here. Score is 3-2 Spanish Fork on top here. Again, we're live from Maple Mountain High School. A lot of fans in attendance, a lot of people happy that baseball is back here. And we got ourselves a good matchup here so far, a close one through 2 innings. Josh Dart takes that one in, so laser to the right field on first pitch. And Dart's going to try and stretch this one for a double here. Here in comes the throw, and he'll be there in time. Good running by Dart. He'll get in with a quick Two Jacks double.
Yeah, nice job there by Dart. Just turns on that first pitch and hits a rope right down that first base line. And, man, I probably would not have tried to stretch that out to a double, but he went ahead and rumbled for it, showing you some of the speed that he's got. And so he's in there with a leadoff double.
And that's the heart of the lineup here for Spanish Fork. Dart, Sheriff, Romero, representing kind of the power of this Don's attack. On a breaking pitch down in the dirt for ball 1. So a good way to start the inning for the Dons with Dart's double. Sheriff will try and capitalize here.
Sheriff grounded out to shorten his first at bat, but did work the count to full.
That one is popped up over into center field. And that one will be caught. Dart will tag up and try and go to third here, and he'll do so easily. Quick running again by Dart. Big time weapon on the offensive end, can really produce runs. That's for sure, and a good hit there overall. Sheriff will move Dart ahead, and they'll bring up the catcher, Easton Romero.
Yeah, I think speed is an underappreciated tool in baseball, especially these days. Everyone thinks of big power hitting guys that just pop it over the fence, but I love sometimes just having a nice little game of small ball, just using your speed to get from base to base. In this case, nice job there by Dart taking that shallow fly and getting himself over to third base.
It's definitely something that's underappreciated in today's game. To see someone who utilizes their speed well to do base running, it really it's still an important part of the game, a critical component, and one that some teams still utilize to still win ball games. Especially in high school where base running is so important. It is nice to have a tool like that, as that one is high, and count is already 3-0 here to Romero.
Yeah, Romero doing an excellent job here with just having some solid plate discipline, not going up and hacking. A lot of other guys have gone after that first pitch, and Romero just staying back and making Graves pitch. Instead, he gets himself a free pass.
Yeah, you're right. Good patience there by Romero, and it pays off here. So runners will be on the corners here. One out here in the bottom of the second. They'll bring in a pitch runner here for the Dons.
Yeah, obviously with Romero catching today, already plenty of wear and tear on his knees. No need to wear him out on the base pass, so go ahead and bring in that speed-up runner over at first base.
It'll be Brody Duvall at first, running for Romero there at catcher, and hitting here is Caden Holt. Holt was able to get on his last time up. That one is in for a strike. The throw over to second is not in time. Almost a dangerous throw there. Good stop by Cooper Riggs at short.
Yeah, that could have been really dangerous there for the Red Devils, as that throw was really low from the catcher, but nice job by Riggs to read it and gets himself down there and saves a potential run. His dart would have been literally darting from third base and getting himself a run on that particular play.
I like the word play there. So infield playing in here. They're looking potentially for a bunt here, and Holt's going to take his time here, try and figure things out.
Yeah, ideally here, he probably wants to try and get something the other way, try and force something towards right field.
That one going low and in the dirt. Count is 1-1. Very aggressive defense here by Springville. Trying to play a no runs policy, it looks like. Yeah, still early in the third inning. Only down one here, but again, every win can count in tournament play, as that one is skied high and deep over to center field. Under it to make the play is Tyler Kelly, but a run will score off the tag, and Spanish Fork will extend their lead to 4-2.
Yep, that's the other option. Instead of trying to, muscle something out into right field, just go ahead and take what the pitcher gives you and just send it deep. Get you a nice sac fly. That's exactly what Holt does. Dart able to score on it, so now, 4-2 lead here for the Dons.
Good sound offense by the Spanish Fork team in this inning, extending their lead here to 4-2. Graves, however, doing a pretty good job on the mound for the Red Devils. Still a close game here in the top of the third. That one fouled away there by Austin Burnham.
Now at the plate, number 9.
Yeah, Burnham, part of that second inning. We were able to get a little rally there. He was one of the guys that was able to score in that inning, had a single in his first at bat. So definitely hoping to continue the streak here, being able to go 2 for 2, and with it would probably come an RBI.
1-2 pitch here, 2 outs. That one swung at and missed, and a big strikeout there for Graves, and that'll end the inning for the Dons. Score is 4-2, though. They do get a run off the sacrifice fly, and that'll give us a second to thank our sponsors again for their sponsorship of today's game. Again, we'd like to thank Synergy Elite Health, world-class supplements powering world-class athletes for over 20 years. Call 801-492-4845 for more information about how your athlete can perform at their peak. And Zift, payments for the modern era, a better alternative to Stripe and PayPal. Contact an associate to learn more and visit Zift, www.zift.io, for more information. Again, we'd also like to thank our partners over at Deseret News and KSL for helping us with the broadcast. Of course, if you want to watch more of the UPG Last Chance Tournament, you can head on over there. You can also head into Spanish Fork 17 as well. We'll be broadcasting next week, hopefully, for the tournament games. We hope to be with you along the way. Of course, we're excited to present baseball to you as much as we can and bring that, a little bit of comfort and normalcy to your life. Of course, this one a good matchup right now through 2.5 innings. Heading to the bottom of the third here, and it'll be kind of a rest of the order here. We're at the heart Just after the heart of the order, Tyler Kelly will be up, and that'll be followed by Kyle Snyder, and
Leading it
Cade
off for the Red
Child
Devils here in the bottom of
in
the
that
third.
order.
Number 23, Tyler Kelly.
Kelly struck out his first time, struck out looking. Comes the first pitch, and that one right over the plate, just gets ahead of it and dribbles it off to the side. It's 0-1.
Yeah, I'm actually a little surprised that we haven't seen more of that breaking pitch from Corliss. It has a nice little dip to it. Not quite the backbreaker that Rollins throws per se, but it does have some nice movement to it. It is a nice little complement pitch to his fastball. But I think that we've seen a lot of control issues with his fastball thus far, really going high and in for most of the game. So I'm surprised we haven't seen more of that right there, being able to utilize that breaking pitch. He's raised the level of sight for the hitters really high, and so use that breaking pitch to just dip in there, and he can get a lot of swings and misses if he continues to utilize that breaking pitch of his.
Exactly. If he can keep the fastball in control too, it'll be a very potent 1-2 combo. Struggling a little bit though with the command on the fastball, and the count is even at 2-2. Good breaking pitch there though, and he does get him with the strikeout. We might see that breaking pitch a little bit more if he continues to be as effective with it as he has been.
I would think so, and I would think that that's something that coach would mention. I mean, in the last couple of innings, it's been pretty apparent that the feel for the fastball isn't quite there today, and so it's, hey, work with the pitch that's working right now, and right now that is definitely his breaking ball.
That one is a high pop-up over to the right side. Running over and getting it is number 24, Connor Sheriff. Good hustle play there to get the second out.
Yeah, Sheriff able to range over in foul territory and snag that one again. Not a ton of room over there, and especially you're right up by the dugout there. Feels kind of claustrophobic at times, but does a good job of really tracking it down, staying under it, gets that second out here of the inning.
That'll bring up Cade Child, I should say. Kyle Snyder having just popped out. Takes that one high for ball one. Another good breaking pitch there by Weston Corliss.
Man, I am telling you, that breaking pitch of his is going to save him in this game. Again, the fastball feel has just not been there. Everything going high and in with the fastball, but that breaking ball is darting all over the place and giving these Red Devils all sorts of trouble.
Yeah, a lot of trouble for these hitters trying to see where it's going. That one dives into the dirt. Quickly 1-2 the count. Here's the payoff pitch. Fastball is high, and it's 2-2.
That one I didn't mind. I feel that one was calculated. You wanted to, again, raise the eye level of the batter there after two breaking balls that have been low in the zone. Try and get him to swing at something high.
Tries to go at it again. That one's hit deep over into left field, diving and making the play, and no good over in left. Good attempt, though, and this might be a triple. Looks like Child will hold on to second there. It was a good diving attempt over in left by Burnham. Just came up a little bit short, and the ball squeaks by him, and that'll be a 2-jacks double for the Red Devils with 2 outs.
Yeah, I really thought Burnham was there. He made a nice dive for it. Looked pretty clean. Was going to be a really solid defensive play in the inning for him. Instead, it'll be, as you said there, Jake, it'll be a 2-jacks double there for Child, and keeps this inning alive for the Red Devils.
So Springville's had bases loaded in the first, bases loaded in the second. Now they have a runner on second and third. A lot of opportunities here overall. They need to capitalize, though, to stay close to Spanish Fork. That one bounces off Romero's chest, and it'll cause the runner to advance. A rare error there.
Yeah, you don't see that happen to Romero very often. Just didn't quite get a good read on that particular pitch, which I think is why we're seeing a discussion here between Romero and Corliss. I would not be shocked if that was a bit of a miscue between them, whether it was, hey, I'm pitching a fastball instead of a curveball, whether it was, hey, I'm setting up inside and then you throw it outside. Like, there's definitely some miscommunication there, because, yeah, that's a pitch that Romero usually gobbles up pretty easily.
On the quick mound visit aside, Corliss delivers a pitch high, and that it will be a ball. Count now 2-0 here. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. That one diving and low, and good eye there by Jacob Diamas.
Yeah, Diamas just barely able to hang on with that check swing. I actually kind of thought that they may appeal. I didn't think it was a swing, but I am a little shocked that they didn't at least ask, get a second opinion there from the first base ump.
Diamas wisely takes on that one a 3-0 count.
Yeah, definitely in that situation, make Corliss go ahead and pitch you a strike, as he has been, you know, effective but a little erratic in this game. So go ahead and make him throw it in the zone.
And good eye again there by Diamas, and he'll take the walk. Put runners on the corners here. It was a very disciplined overall, you know, batting approach there on that at bat.
Now coming to bat.
Not overly shocking, as Diamas did the same thing in his previous at bat, worked it full, but did end up striking out in that particular bat. This time the patient approach pays off with the walk there.
Holding up the pitcher, Zach Graves. Graves was able to get a single in his last at bat. See what he can do here. He takes a hack and he just misses it on the foul tip. It's 0-1.
Yeah, that may be the best fastball we've seen all day from Corliss. That one actually located quite nicely up and in. Wasn't any chin music right there. Able to get the nice swing.
Another good fastball there, and Graves comes up missing. It's 0-2. You know, maybe it's the left-handed hitter approach too that might allow him to be more comfortable trying to get those pitches onto the left side.
Yeah, for some people they're just more comfortable on that arm side, and so yeah, definitely caught.
Missing, and a missed throw though by Corliss is going to cause a runner to score. Boy, it seemed like Spanish Fork completely had him dead to rights, and somehow, some way, Diamas gets onto second. A bad throw there by Corliss, and the score now 4-3.
Oh man, that's one that's got to eat you up a little bit as the coach, and honestly for Corliss as well, because you think that that's a fairly easy out over there that you've just created at second base. Instead, it squirts out into the outfield.
That's one you want to have back, definitely, if you're Corliss. There's the coach over at third for Spanish Fork giving some information over there to his bench, trying to teach him up a little bit. Of course, this is, you know, the first game and the first set of games in months, so a lot of rust, a lot of learning opportunities as well for these players. That one is a pitch out, goes outside, and the count now 2-2. Well, regardless, the run does score, but Spanish Fork's still in the lead here, 4-3. Diamas on second here, and we'll see what happens. Graves still trying to fight off the count.
Yeah, 2-2 count here. Wouldn't be shocked to see Corliss go to the breaking ball here.
He goes with the heater instead, and he gets him going. So he finally gets a little bit of control with his heater, strikes out Graves, and that'll do it for Springville. Another runner left on base, and the score is 4-3. We'll take a quick break and come back with the fourth inning here on Spanish Fork 17.
If you're looking for a workout, you know MVP Sports is the place to start, and that includes pickleball. MVP Sports has all you need to get active in this growing sport: paddles, shoes, clothing, and the pickleballs. MVP Sports in Spanish Fork.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
Need a new car or truck? Come to the guys you trust. The Car Guys are part of the Blue Diamond Auto Group, and they have the best selection of quality vehicles at the best prices for your budget. The Blue Diamond Auto Group with the Car Guys at 872 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Back here with the top of the fourth in this matchup between the Springville Red Devils and the Spanish Fork Dons as part of the UPG Last Chance Tournament. Again, we're We're grateful to have you here with us live, and score currently 4-3. Spanish
Leading
Fork
off
leading
for the Dons here in
the
the
Springville
top of the fourth,
Red
number
Devils.
21.
It's been a competitive
Dawson
affair
Lee.
throughout. It's been pretty close. Something we have been waiting to see, you know, throughout this tournament. A lot of these matchups being pretty one-sided so far, but we have a good one here between these two rivals.
As we've been saying, like, the rivalry really does kind of amp things up. There's been a lot of sloppy play in this game, which I think has a little bit to do with nerves, has a little bit to do with it being a rivalry game. But it is just nice to be able to be here at the ballpark again and to just take in the atmosphere. And, again, for these players, just having the opportunity to play ball again has got to be so great.
Exactly. And we've seen a little bit of the competitive spirit between these two as well already.
Now coming to bat, number 2, Brody Duvall.
Of course, these two teams regularly play in league play together against each other in conference. Not only adds to the tension and the rivalry as well. You see these teams year in and year out. You really get to know your opponent. You get to see the players you play against, the coaches. Of course, being so close as well only adds to it.
I mean, yeah, some of these guys potentially have, you know, went to the same junior high school. They've played with each other in, you know, same rec leagues and different things like that. And so there's just an added tension and added, like, level of, oh, I really want to just go out and beat these guys with that familiarity.
Exactly, a lot of pride too, a lot of, you know, closeness with your team. You know, you start to really get a sense of pride in your team's abilities and whatnot. As that one looks like a pitch out. Throw over to first is not in time, but checks the runner. By the way, that is Dawson Lee over at first, who had the quick single to start the inning.
Yeah, we're so busy, Gavin, we didn't even get to talk about the single. That was a beautiful piece of hitting there by Lee, just able to make some solid contact and drops that thing right into left field.
There's a bunt attempt. That one goes foul. They call it foul. Fans arguing otherwise.
Yeah, there's certainly a case that was fair, and it actually went into Rankies there. So certainly hearing the Springville contingent of the fans here, and now the coach actually out to discuss what I was just discussing and saying is that probably hit him.
It looked like it did. And Graves obviously upset here. He's going to talk it over with some of his teammates as well. Talking over to Sawyer Hanks there. He gets a word. Looked visibly upset as he walked back towards the mound there. You can still kind of see that with him here. Could have been a big out there for the Red Devils. Dons will take it, however. Here's a pitch. Takes a bunt attempt. They call it a strike. And that'll be 2 strikes.
That was a great pitch there by Graves, able to bounce back from what he thought was a missed call and just spins in a nice breaking ball that hits that inside part of the plate and just freezes him up.
Here comes a big pitch for Graves. That one hit over to the gap, and it's going to be a base hit. So Spanish Fork does take advantage of the miscues, and another miscue there. Here, so that one's overthrown to third. However, Dawson's going to stay over there at third and not go any further.
A nice seeing eye single there for Jackson Ranke. He's able to just find that hole in between the first and second baseman, gets it out in the outfield, and then just the overthrow there over at third base, able to then let him advance over to second. A little surprised that Dawson Lee didn't make the jump to try to score on that one, but better safe than sorry, I guess. So you got 2 runners in scoring position.
That indeed. A quick run over there by Lee. That one's popped over into right field. Is it going to drop? Sure enough, it is. Outside of the diving reach of Standiford. And that'll drive in at least 1 run. Here comes the second run. The throw is in time, and he is out. Good throw there on the relay. And a good tag there by the catcher, Kyle Snyder, to get the out. However, that's a big-time hit. And it does land Harrison, who had the hit, on third when all is said and done. So Another runner in scoring position for the Dons, and they tack on another run. It's now 5-3.
Yeah, great piece of hitting there by Anderson, able to take that one the other way, just beyond the diving reach of the right fielder. Probably maybe a little greedy there going for third base, especially since there seemed to be some miscommunication for Rankies there, as it looked like he took a late turn over at third, wasn't sure if he was going to go or not, and then was told to go, and so was gunned down fairly easily from right field.
Well, Springville is going to have a word, and it looks like Brad Polson, the manager, having a discussion with the umpire. That was a big-time call there to label that hit over by Rankies a foul ball instead of a fair ball. Ends up costing them a run and potentially more, too. Unfortunately, nothing they can do about it at this point.
Now coming to bat.
Beautiful
20,
afternoon again
Mason
here in Spanish Fork. Beautiful weather for baseball.
Oh, yes.
As we get into the afternoon hours here, 4-3 here, 5-3 the score now. Don's leading by 2 as that one is high and outside.
Again, this one more of a ball game than all of the other games pretty much in pool play that we've seen. I mean, we've seen 2 games that were 13-2, a couple games that are 6-0, 7-0, and so it's just nice to have a game where it's nice and competitive here through 3 innings. I mean, 5-3, both teams definitely have a shot here to get their first win in pool play, and I just think that amps up the intensity of the game, and that's just way more enjoyable to watch.
Exactly. Here comes a breaking pitch there by Graves, and that one is low for a ball. Count now 2-1.
Yeah, Olsen, one of the big run producers in this lineup, was hit a double in his first at bat, and then was one that was he was thrown at third trying to stretch it into a triple, but it at least was an RBI double and really got the ball rolling here today on offense for the Dons.
So far the offense has been doing a pretty good job of clicking and good plate discipline as well there. And that'll be a walk for Mason Olsen. So he'll make his way over to first, and now runners are on the corners with 1 out here. And the big hitting Josh Dart
now
coming
to
up.
bat, number 15, Josh Dart.
Yeah, Dart in that last at bat hit an absolute frozen rope down the first base line and then stretched it out for a double. And then did some nifty base running as well, getting over to third on a shallow fly ball to center field, and was able to score in the 3rd inning.
Graves fires, and that one is outside for a ball. Dart ready, here's the pitch. Hammers this one over to second base, this could be 2. Over to second for 1, it's an errant throw, and that one is gonna go across the diamond into the left field area. Running over is Olsen, he might be able to get in and score, and sure enough he will. There's no throw over to home, and that'll score another 2 runs, and the Dons start to extend their lead.
Yeah, that's a bit of unfortunate luck there for the second baseman, just a wide throw over there. That was Sawyer Hanks with the error there, ends up costing them fairly big here, as that looked like what could have maybe been a double play ball. So, I mean, that's a swing of 2 outs and a couple runs there essentially with that play.
Yeah, a couple of big miscues for Springville so far. Score 7-3 now. Spanish Fork leading big here. That one hacked at and fouled into the backstop by Connor Sheriff. Don's capitalizing off of some mistakes here.
Yeah, again, it's been competitive, but there's definitely been some sloppiness on both sides, but it definitely has been a more sloppy game here for the Red Devils. That thing is tagged.
Hit over there into the gap. It's going to go over the center fielder's head. It's going to be an easy score for Dart. And in fact, it's a ground rule double. That one took a bounce. And sure enough, running over there to third is going to be Easton Romero, or Connor Sheriff, I should say. We'll trot back over to second. Big time hit there, though. And the Dons are starting to take control here in the fourth.
God, that thing was absolutely crushed, and that is to the deepest part of the ballpark, which here in Maple Mountain, that's 385 feet. So that thing was tagged, and it flew a long ways. And to be able to have the oomph to get over the fence too, like it's not a short fence out there either, for that matter. So I mean, to have tagged it enough that it jumped over the fence, that's an absolute blast there by Sheriff.
Exactly. It's kind of hard too. You know, grass is tall. You know, to get it over the fence is a pretty impressive feat, actually. So good job by Sheriff to hammer that one to center field. It's potentially time for a pitching change here by the Red Devils. Looks like Coach Polson's going to have a visit. And sure enough, we're going to see a pitching change here. In for Graves is going to be number 23, Tyler Kelly. Kelly, normally center fielder. See him come in and replace Graves, who was pretty effective through 3, and then the fourth inning, and things have kind of fallen apart on him. Scored now 8-3.
Yeah, definitely done in by the errors there. I mean, to be fair, I don't think that Graves pitched a bad game here. I do think that he got rocked when the ball was in the strike zone. And definitely a much better effort in this game for the Dons than in their previous pool play game where they were shut out by the Provo Bulldogs. But it really, to me, this inning would be over if you just have a couple of plays go the Devils' way. Instead, they end up being errors. A lot of throwing errors in this inning ends up costing them several runs. And really now the game is kind of starting to chase away here from the Red Devils and really swinging in favor of the Dons.
Exactly. We'll see if Springville can kind of stop the bleeding for now. Again, this still a little ways to go here. Anything can happen, and the Red Devils have had their chances early on in this game.
Now
However,
pitching for the Red Devils, number
haven't been able
23,
to quite capitalize
Tyler
on the same
Kelly.
level as the Dons, and as a result, they find themselves in a hole. Of course, Coach Paulson not too happy about some of the calls that have affected them this inning. Dons looking in good shape here. Again, this is a team that's had to reload a lot of their players over the past year or so since their tournament run.
Now coming to the plate for the Dons, number
They're a
13.
team that's traditionally
Easton
a
Romero.
powerhouse in this conference and in 5A baseball in general.
Yeah, the Dons are ones that they're always right in there, you know, in terms of the Region 8 play, in terms of being able to go deep in state. They've had such a magnificent run in baseball and really are known as a baseball school. And so it is kind of odd to have a year like this where the success in terms of the win-loss record hasn't necessarily been there for them this year, but definitely an invaluable season for a lot of these younger guys that are sophomores and juniors that'll be maturing into big roles here come next year. And so I think that is as much of a reason to have this tournament as it is for the seniors. I think that this is a great opportunity for some of these sophomores and juniors to start stepping up into those roles that they're going to need to be in for next year.
The count here to number 13, Easton Romero, the catcher. It's his third time up. That one he takes as well, and that one is called strike. Of course, last inning he had a lot of good plate discipline as well. Did a good job of staying off of some poor pitches. Two and one the count here. Of course, one out here in the top of the fourth. On a breaking pitch, it drops outside, and the count now 3-1.
Yeah, again, you're hearing the little bit of bickering over there on the Springville side of things. Really was hoping that one would be a strike. Definitely was close enough to potentially have gotten a call, but nice job by Romero to lay off.
That one a big hack there by Romero, and he fouls it into the backstop. Full count here to Easton. In runner at second. Sheriff looking to get in, and another good plate appearance by Romero. Takes the walk, and he'll go to first.
Yeah, I love the patient approach here from Romero, and I think that it's something that is hard at the high school level at times, because I know at least when I was playing, all I wanted to do was swing the bat. Like if it was close enough for me to try and hit it, I usually would swing at it. But to be able to have the plate discipline to recognize that it's not a good pitch, you shouldn't be swinging at it, is crucial, and it's something that you need to develop as a solid player. And Romero definitely one of those solid players, and has done a good job today of laying off of bad pitches, and has been rewarded with 2 walks for it.
Overall, the Dons have done a pretty good job with plate discipline, and it's paid off for them here. They've extended their lead big time in this 4th inning. They'll look to continue the damage here. In comes the pitch, driven over to third base, and that one's going to squeeze through both defenders into shallow left. Running is Sheriff. In comes the throw to home. It's not going to be in time. Another run scores for Spanish Fork. The throw over to first, however, is in time, and he does get a tag out. A little bit of poor running there on Holt's part there. Good single, though, and that won't ultimately matter. They do get the run in.
Yeah, definitely over-pursued a little bit, little too eager to try to extend that and get over to second base. Instead, kind of gets caught in between and gets thrown out over there at first. It does get the run in, Sheriff able to rumble in, and it does get the other runner over to third base.
2 down here. In comes the pitch. Breaking ball is in for a strike to Austin Burnham. That one swung at and missed for strike 2.
All right, 2 strikes, 2 outs here on Burnham, so definitely going to see him maybe shorten up the swing a little bit, just make sure that he can protect the plate.
In comes the payoff pitch. He goes swinging, and that'll be it for the Dons, but not before they tack on quite a few runs and extend their lead here. Dons have 9 now. And we'll hit to the middle of the inning here, and we'll take a minute to thank our sponsors for their support for the Last Chance Utah Varsity Baseball Championships. Yeah, we would like to thank Chapman Orthodontics, proud sponsor of the Last Chance Tournament. They're currently offering $400 off treatments along with Apple AirPods. Stop by 187 East, 400 South in Springville, or give them a call at 801-489-9475 and mention this ad to schedule your free patient consultation today. We also like to thank Namify. Wanting to unify your group or make a lasting impression? Contact the great folks at Namify and get the amazing service you deserve for all your printing, engraving, and embroidery needs. Visit them online today at namify.com. We also like to thank Red Rock Orthodontics. Do it once, do it right. Compromise elsewhere, but not on your smile.
We'd also like to thank Kisa's Kava. Reduce stress and sleep better with Kisa's Kava Premium Noble Fijian Kava Powder straight from the island of Vanua Levu, Fiji. Go to www.kisaskava.com to order now. We'd also like to thank Salem Oil and Lube, high quality service and outstanding customer care. Mention the Last Chance Tournament and get $5 off your next oil change. They are located down in downtown Salem. And, of course,
Now pitching
Utah
for the
Prep
Dons,
Bragg.
number 12, Blair Nielsen.
I also would like to thank Synergy Elite Health and Zift as well. Again, we are so thankful for these fantastic sponsors being able to step in and help out to make this tournament even possible. This is something that had been in the works for a couple of weeks, as a lot of us here in the community just didn't want baseball to end this season. Definitely wanted to give the seniors one last chance to be able to be out here at the ballpark and enjoy playing with their teammates, kind of get in some last reps before they head off to college or wherever it is they are going after their high school journey. And also gives these reps to these sophomores and juniors that will be asked to step up next year. And so it's just such a great opportunity for everyone here in the community to be able to have this tournament. And again, we just thank our fantastic sponsors here for making that possible.
I think it's great to see a lot of these small businesses as well contributing and adding into, making this all possible. I think a lot of small businesses, as a result of the coronavirus, have seen a hit in their sales. They've seen, less people available as that one's grounded over to third and over to make the play. And a good play at that. Here's the third baseman, Josh Dart, one away. And again, like I was mentioning,
coming to bat,
small
number
businesses
6,
have really been hit
Cooper
almost the
Riggs.
hardest by all of this. For them to be able to come out and support, the high school scene, to be able to kind of make the community, feel some joy, some happiness again. It's really great to see that. Of course, the players love to be out here as well, and a lot of work does go into this. A lot of sponsorships, a lot of cooperation, rental. Costs are high to use these fields and to get players together and to coordinate and schedule everything. But a lot of people have sacrificed a lot to make this possible, and so I think we're all glad to see this go forward. That one is fouled back over into the right side, past our guys over on the camera end. Count 2-1 here.
Yeah, Cooper Riggs up 1 for 2 on the day. Had a single in his first at bat. Went into a fielder's choice in his second at bat. So hoping for more of the first at bat than the second. Was able to foul that one off.
Does keep himself alive here. It's 2-2. Again, Blair Nielsen on the mound now in place of the starter Weston Corliss. He'll take that one high and over the head, and it's a full count. Of course, Cy Nielsen, a big-time contributor for the Dons last year. That one framed right on the corner, and a perfect pitch for strike 3.
Yeah, nice job there by Nielsen. Just freezes him up there. Nice first plate appearance and first one down there for Nielsen.
Now coming to bat, number 15.
I apologize, that's his second guy. He made such quick work of the first guy that I totally forgot.
And quickly, 2 outs. Yeah, you're right. Exactly in the bottom of the 4th here. Springville does have 3. The scoreboard does say 2. They do have 3 runs. That one hit over to first base and through Josh Dart's glove, and that'll be a single there. Good piece of hitting there by Easton Lydiard.
Yeah, Lydiard just able to get that underneath the glove of the usually sure-handed Josh Dart. Again, Dart, one of the senior leaders here on this ball club, and really has been asked to kind of take on a big leadership role this year, and he definitely has stepped up in that way. And yeah, just a rare miscue over there at third base.
All is good, though. That one was hard hit.
Yep. Over
to the left side, kind of a tough place to be. That's the coveted spot, but also one of the scarier spots in the field on defense is that hot corner at third. They come quick. That one a high pitch, and that one's going to be way over the head of Romero, and that'll advance the runner to second.
Yeah, definitely a wild pitch there by Nielsen, just well beyond the outreached hand of Romero there. A little bit of a discussion there at the mound, probably talking signs as the runner moves over to second base, just to make sure that they've got their got their signs down correctly.
One and one count here, 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th. Springville hoping to get back into this one. That one high. And a good eye there by Thorpe.
Thorpe hit by a pitch in his first plate appearance and then grounded out to first in his last at bat.
That one foul tipped out of the glove of Romero.
So Nielsen was cruising here through these the first 2 batters here in the bottom of the 4th. Then ran into Easton Lilliard, just got it beyond Dart, and now kind of a little erratic here in this at bat with Thorpe.
That one slowly grounded over. Dart gets it this time. He's going to take his time and throw over to first, and he'll get him out. So that'll do it for the end of the inning. Good appearance there by Blair Nielsen. He'll get them out in quick order, and so Spanish Fork will take a big lead here into the end of the 4th. We'll be back on Spanish Fork 17 after the break.
And they leave 1. 3-4 complete. It's Spanish.
Nobody plans on getting in an accident, but if you do, you can rely on the expertise of Mike McKell to protect and fight for your rights. Specializing in personal injury law, Mike McKell is the attorney you need. Call McKell, Thompson, and Hunter, 801-798-9000.
Well, it finally happened, Zachary. Somebody burned down my she shed.
The she shed was struck by lightning.
Zachary, is my she shed covered by State Farm?
Your she shed's covered, Cheryl.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm.
Call State Farm agent Lance Wilson today.
I definitely recommend the Driggs team. They're amazing.
Hi, I'm Greg with the Driggs Mortgage Team, where we believe there's no substitute for experience. Stop by our office today on Main Street and let us help you get into your brand new home.
Hi, welcome to 2 Jack's Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to 2 Jack's Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork, or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
We're back here on the top of the 5th. The score 9-3. Spanish Fork leading over Springville. We're through 4 innings, and on the mound we'll see a pitching replacement for the Red Devils. Into pitches number 15, Easton Lydiard. So this will be the 3rd pitcher that the Red Devils have sent up so far in this one.
Yeah, which we kind of expected to see here in this tournament. Obviously, you want to keep arms fresh, especially since we're, again, that 2+ month layoff from baseball, and so arms may not be as fresh as they were, and so don't want to overwork anyone here in this tournament, and also just gives more players an opportunity to get back on the mound and get themselves throwing again. So like I said, I'm not shocked that we're seeing multiple pitchers in for each team.
Yeah, exactly. Just a good chance to get everybody out and playing. Of course, in the last matchup when we broadcasted the Maple Mountain and Orem matchup, we saw a lot of new players take the mound and take the field as well towards the end of the game. Of course, Maple Mountain took control of that game early, ended up winning 13-2 over Orem. But it was great to see everybody out there playing, got to, enjoy some baseball, to be able to have their chance to shine, at the plate and in the field as well. So while Lydiard takes the mound, over to replace him at 3rd will be Kate DeAmas. Of course, you have Kate and Jacob DeAmas both playing here for this Springville team. One thing you notice a lot with these high schools is the talent that comes in, the siblings as well that you see, the family roots that come in through these programs. It's great to see as that one is clobbered to center field. That's going to go over the head and over the field wall and center, and that's the 2nd ground rule double we've seen from the Dons. Another big hit there, and this time it's number 21, Dawson Lee.
Yeah, Dawson Lee just gets an absolute hold of that pitch and just crushes it out to center field. For a second there, I was like, oh, that's got a possibility of just being straight up gone. But Does fall a little bit short of the fence and then takes the nice little hop overwards. So another 2-jacks double there for the Dons.
Dons are going quickly on the board.
Now coming to bat, number 2, Jackson Remke.
I'll bring up Jackson Remke, the bottom of the lineup. That one on the bottom corner for a strike.
Yeah, Remke thus far a solid game though in that 9 hole. Has been on base both times that he's been up. Had a walk in the second and a single in the fourth. Did get thrown out at home in that last appearance.
And he does it again. That's going to be another single for him. So he's going to be 3 for 3 on this one, and he's going to have an RBI as well as that one gets thrown in. Cutoff not in time. He's going to get a double, in fact, out of it. Good hit there by Jackson Remke, and another run comes in for the Dons, and they'll extend their lead here to 10-3.
Yeah, beautiful piece of hitting there from Remke. He's just able to go after that pitch down low and a little outside. Doesn't try to pull it, but just kind of flicks it out to center field. Drops down, gets himself a nice 2-bagger.
Lead gets further and further, and the Dons are taking control of this one.
Harrison.
I'll bring up Harrison, who is up for the 4th time today. That one in there for a strike.
Yeah, that one's a great pitch there by Lilliard, able to use that breaking ball, and it just drops in there nicely.
And here's the pitch. That one also in for a strike there. Good location there.
Oh, fantastic location. And what was nice about that is the pitch makes he goes from a nice little looping breaking ball to just a solid heater right down there in that same location. Definitely did a good job of confusing the hitter on that one.
In comes the pitch. That one high and over the head of Harrison. Count now 1-2 here. Nobody out in the 5th. 1 run scored in this inning by the Dons off of a double by Jason Remke. That one a breaking pitch, and it's popped high in the air. Both players converge to it, and that one is eventually caught by number 3, Sawyer Hanks.
Yeah, a little bit of communication trouble there between Hanks and his first baseman, Nick Thorpe. Actually heard a couple fans in the stands being like, call it, call it, as both players, as you said, converged on it, and it looks like eventually Hanks was able to maybe take control of the situation there and gets the first out of the inning.
Certainly that communication is something that really builds as the season goes on as well. You build that trust with your teammates, and eventually those plays become routine. It's kind of funny because you know, not only in baseball, but you know, playing other sports as well. Softball, for example, being in a softball league, we face some of the same issues as a team. And it only comes with time and practice, of course, and both of those things really we haven't really had over the past couple of months.
And that's one of the things is like you build that rapport and that chemistry over time and over the season. And again, these guys had their season just abruptly interrupted by the COVID-19 outbreak, and so just not quite as sharp as they normally would be at this time in the season. Obviously, right now it would normally be playoff time at this point, and you'd be at your peak.
That one flied out by Mason Olson, and a good throw there by the center fielder to stop the progress. I'll bring up Josh Dart.
Yeah, solid play out there by, well, I want to say it's Tyler Kelly back out there again out in center field. He was did come in to pitch for a little bit, but I imagine that he probably is still went back out there in center field. But did a nice job of reading it, and then just an absolute dart over there to his cutoff man towards third base, able to keep Remke's there close.
That one high to Dart there, and that's a ball. Dons have been overall the more sound team throughout this one. They've It's been close early on, but the Dons have been able to really get a gap in this one. That one is potentially playable, and a good play over there on the left side to get the out. Good effort there by Cade DeAmas to get the play, running into the fence there. Really impressive play overall.
Oh my goodness, DeAmas. Yeah, he ran out of real estate real quick over there, right along the Spanish Fork dugout, but able to twist himself and able to make that catch and end the inning.
Sometimes a scary play too, because when you're over there near those holes, near the fence, you could potentially twist an ankle and whatnot. But a good play indeed. So score 10-3. Springville did have an additional run that we've counted, but currently Don's taking control of this one. We'll take a quick second here to thank our sponsors once again for their support in this game. I'd like to thank Synergy Elite Health, Zift, Trapnell Orthodontics, Namify, Red Rock Orthodontics, Kisses Kava, Salem Oil and Lube, and UPR for their support in not only this game, but the rest of the tournament as well. Again, this is the UPG Last Chance Tournament. It's been organized in a last-second manner by these wonderful sponsors and by many great individuals who've come together to try and, give these seniors a chance to play some baseball, to have some competition where their season has been cut short, and we're, happy to see them playing again. I'm sure they're happy as well just to be out here and playing baseball. Of course, this is a 10-team tournament with 10 local high schools from the Utah Valley area. So we're still in round-robin play here today and tomorrow, and then that will conclude, and then next week we will begin tournament play between these teams to determine a champion.
Yep. Sorry to interrupt you there, Jake, but yeah, just a reminder. So pool play will extend tomorrow. You will see the Spanish Fork Dons will be playing the Mountain View Bruins at 1:30 over at Salem Hills High School. We will not be able to get you coverage of that game, but in case you are able to go, that would be awesome. I'm sure the team would love your support, as there is out number 1. And then the Maple Mountain Golden Eagles will be up against the Timpanogos Timberwolves at 1 o'clock. That game will be here, actually, at Maple Mountain High School. And again, we will not be able to get you coverage of that game either. But again, some of these games will be covered by Deseret Digital and KSL, so you can definitely go check out their feeds and their website, deseretdigital.com, and be able to tune into more of these pool play games. And again, as the teams then advance over to the actual bracket play here next week.
There's a grounder over to second base, and quick 2 outs already here. Blair Nielsen doing quick work so far in his time on the mound.
Yeah, really only just that one blip there against, there was the Easton Lilliard that he gave up a single to, and then had a rough go at it against Nick Thorpe. Threw a wild pitch, just kind of didn't seem like himself, but then was able to get that final out via Josh Dart. Now 2 quick ground outs here too.
Dons will gladly take this win, and then of course they do play tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. versus Mountain View, and that game will be at Salem Hills High School. So again, if you would like to go attend, it'll be at 1:30 p.m. Go to Salem Hills and enjoy yourself some baseball, and of course we will be with you for the tournament come next week. And of course, continue to follow KSL, continue to follow Deseret News for more updates. See the umpire having a word here with Nielsen.
And also some discussion between coach and Easton Romero as well. He took a shot there, as you actually see him now going down to one knee. He got pretty rocked dealing with that pass ball. So hopefully the coaches are able to give him a quick look over, see how he's doing, and hopefully he's able to stay in the ball game here, as he's done a phenomenal job behind the plate. Really only one play that I can think of that he maybe could have been able to deal with, but he's made several plays back there that have just been sensational, and so it'd be a big loss for the Dons if he was not able to keep suiting up here.
See that I'm having a friendly word with Don's coach. Good thing is Romero is up, and see that I'm having a quick word with him, and looks good to go. Catcher is a hard job in baseball. It's a very physical one, and then you take a lot of deflections, take a lot of foul tips. Sometimes you get hit by the bat even, and that could be damaging as well. That one is high, and that'll be a walk by Nielsen.
Yeah, four pitch at bat there, all balls. So not a great sequence there from Nielsen after starting off the inning pretty strong. But again, it is only one runner here and 2 outs. But kind of get back to your point there, Jake, about catching can kind of be a bit of a thankless job back there too, as sometimes they're a little underappreciated there behind the backstop.
I would say so. In my time playing baseball too, being a catcher always seemed to be the one job that some of the players wanted to avoid at all costs because of the fear of standing behind the plate and having to try and protect the plate and whatnot. And back in a time too when collisions were normal, in baseball, obviously that's been steadily taken out of the game with the dangers of concussions and head injuries and whatnot. As that one's thrown by Easton
fantastic.
on a rope. I think he's okay, Andrew.
He's just fine. Oh my
that
goodness.
One was on a rope. Good job by Romero to tag out the runner, and that'll end the inning for the Red Devils. So nothing going for them again. Nielsen, strong pitching outing. Dons are taking a commanding lead here, and we'll head to the 6th here on Spanish Fork Network.
No hits, no runs, no errors, nobody left. 5 complete.
If you're looking for a workout, you know MVP Sports is the place to start, and that includes pickleball. MVP Sports has all you need to get active in this growing sport: paddles, shoes, clothing, and the pickleballs. MVP Sports in Spanish Fork.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
Need a new car or truck? Come to the guys you trust. The Car Guys are part of the Blue Diamond Auto Group, and they have the best selection of quality vehicles at the best prices for your budget. The Blue Diamond Auto Group with the Car Guys at 872 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Back here on Spanish Fork 17, top of the 6th here. The Dons over the Devils here big in this matchup. Again, another pitching change potentially here. It'll actually be Lydiard staying in for the 2nd inning here of his stint. So far the Dons have poured it on here in droves. So far 1 run, 2 runs, 1 run, 5 runs, and 1 in the 5th. Scored every inning so far, and it's been a steady offensive performance from pretty much all players.
Leading it off for Spanish Fork here in the top of the 6th, number 24, Connor Sheriff.
Connor Sheriff will be up to bat here to start the 6th inning for the Dons. Lydiard with the pitch here, off speed, and that one just off the outside corner for ball 1.
Sheriff absolutely rocked one in his last at bat, just a crushed ball out to center field, then ended up hopping the fence for a ground rule double. Definitely one of the big power hitters in this Dons lineup.
That one spiked 45 feet in.
Yeah, that one looked bad right from the get-go there for Lydiard. Just definitely Statue of Liberty spiked that thing right into the ground.
Just followed it up though with a good high-speed fastball there at the chest. Count now is 2-1.
Yeah, that's how to follow it up. Throw one so far in the dirt, and then you just throw it right up at their eyes. So changes that eye level and gets them off balance.
Does it again here. That one fouled way behind the backstop by Sheriff. For the Dons, Darton, Sheriff, and Romero compose the heart of the lineup, and they've done an excellent job so far as a unit of really delivering some power hits here. I think the hitting has continued throughout the rest of the lineup as well because of that. Dawson Lee had himself a big double an inning prior. And again, another ball goes in the dirt there for Lydiard.
Yeah, Lydiard a little, not even a little, I'd say quite a bit wild here in this particular half inning. Just there's been a couple of really nice pitches that have been some nice high fastballs up in the zone, but then really kind of struggling with the feel of his breaking pitch.
Yeah, that indeed, he has a few in the dirt there. He smiled off the last one, but the full count, he isn't able to come through there, and so a leadoff walk for the Dons here in the 6th. So the score has been corrected now finally on the scoreboard to 10-3. Not sure if the run really matters all that much currently. Dons.
Yeah, we just got a word from our producer Pete, and he says that the Springville coach agrees with us, and I think he's correct there. Because as I was looking at my scorecard, I was pretty sure, I was like, I've got a couple of runs that. Yeah, so I was like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and yet there was a 2 on the board. So now, glad that they were able to get that fixed.
Yeah, now that it's fixed, so Springville does not have to have a 2-point conversion at this point.
Yes.
Just needs the touchdown.
Just needs that touchdown.
Still down.
Well, I mean,
7.
still need an extra point, But
extra points aren't a gimme, though.
Certainly not anymore.
Not anymore. They used to be, but. Either way, Don's enjoying themselves here, up 7 in the 6th inning here. Romero looking fine after taking one earlier on in the last inning. Behind the mound, or behind the plate, I should say, a catcher.
It does a good job of spoiling that pitch. That was not an easy one to foul away. It was able to stay back just long enough to be able to get the bat through the zone at the right time and spoils that pitch. Has done a really good job in this game of reading the pitcher. Has 2 walks in this ball game, so certainly has done a good job of recognizing the strike zone.
He has been a really disciplined batter so far this game. Again, does a good job of laying off, and it's 2-2. He's definitely made all of the pitchers for Springville earn it. And he's won the battle pretty much every time.
Yes, he has, really. He's 0 for 1 in this one. He did pop up to the second baseman in his first at-bat, but otherwise has done a good job of just getting himself on base.
Does a good job again of fighting it off. That one goes behind the stands over behind home plate. Should be interesting, too, to see how baseball goes forward next year, what the team chemistry will be like. If there will be more opportunities to play baseball coming up. You'd have to think that maybe fall ball will be quite a big thing going forward. As that one's rocketed to second, however, good positioning there by second baseman. He does get the force at second. Lydiard, good pitching there. However, Romero does hustle it out and get the single off the fielder's choice.
Yeah, great job there by Romero to beat that throw out. It was hit hard enough that it was a fairly easy play over there at second base, but does a good job of legging that out, and now he gets his reward as he scampers off to the dugout and will once again be sped runner up 4.
It'll be Will Udall over there at first base in place of Romero.
Yeah, I have people questioning my grammar now, and it's fine. You understand what I'm trying to say, so you get it. He's over there at first base. He's running for Romero. How I say it, doesn't matter as much. You get the gist.
Well, we're still working on our game, too. The baseball players are rusty. We're rusty.
Yeah, I ain't called no game in, 2+ months, so the words aren't as easy as they used to be.
There's no sports going on, It's a struggle here, so we're just enjoying it. We're along for the ride. You're along for the ride with our grammar, too. So, you'd think we'd be the ones that would know how to pronounce and, properly. Well, you don't even know the words anymore.
Exactly.
Tribute words and whatnot. Whew. We promised we did go to school, parents.
Yes.
Our education is paying off, so.
Me much smartly.
Score 10-3 here in the 6th inning. 1 out here, 2-1 the count. Now when a fastball runner is going, Udall is going to get down in time. It's actually number 4. Apologies there, that is not Udall, that is Brody Duval.
And that is the second stolen base there from that slot there that the pinch runners for Romero have gotten.
It was a good play, and Caden Holt is going to line out there to second. Tagging up is Duval, and that'll be 2 down.
Yeah, Holt got a good piece of that, just ended up being right in the general direction of the center fielder, so not kind of, yeah, an unfortunate play there for him, as that was hit squarely, but just in the wrong place.
Pretty well hit. So that'll bring up Austin Burnham with 2 down here in the top of the 6th. Lydiard sets and fires into the dirt for ball 1.
Burnham, a strikeout victim in his last 2 at-bats. Definitely would like to see a different result here in at-bat number 4.
1-0 the count. That one fouled away into the stands behind home plate. Burnham struck out his last time up. Look to try and get another runner in and increase Spanish Fork's lead here. That one right over the plate. Good pitch there. A throw back to second base. It's a little wild. Good diving attempt, though, to save it.
Yeah, Cooper Riggs over there at short almost was able to apply the tag there. I kind of thought that he was dead in the water over there at second base, because it was a nice twisting play over there, but unfortunately for the Red Devils, just not quite enough.
Burnham again with a good eye, watches that one go into the dirt here. Count 2-2. Lydiard, I should say, has struggled a little bit with the plate control. He's had quite a few going to the dirt there, though. Good work by his catcher there, Kyle Snyder. That one framed just inside, and we have a full count.
And that one just barely missing there for Lydiard there. It was really, really close, but nice job there by Burnham to hold up, puts himself in a better count here at 3-2.
There's a 3-2 pitch, and that one is fouled over the dugout and out of play.
Yeah, already a much better at bat here for Burnham than his previous 2. Was a strikeout victim in his last 2 at bats. Has done a good job of fighting his way to this full count. Spoiled off a hard pitch there and gives himself another opportunity.
3-2 pitch, that one slowly dribbled, and Lydiard will pick it up and scoop it over to first for the 3rd out. So through the middle of 6, Spanish Fork leads Springville 10-3. Once again, we would like to take a second to thank our wonderful sponsors for their support.
That is Synergy Elite Health, world-class supplements powering world-class athletes for over 20 years. Call 801-492-4845 for more information about how your athlete can perform at their peak. And Zift, payments for the modern era, a better alternative to Stripe and PayPal. Contact an associate to learn more. Visit www.zift.io for more information. Along with those 2 sponsors, we also have Trapnell Orthodontics, Namify, Red Rock Orthodontics, Keese's Kava, Salem Oil and Lube Center, and UPR.
Heading into the bottom of the 6th inning here between Spanish Fork and Springville. Score 10-3 here. Overall, Spanish Fork has done a great job of playing some sound baseball. Good plate discipline, a couple of costly errors, and a potential game-changing call kind of changed things in the 4th inning for Springville. Caused them to give up a big inning there. 5 runs in the 4th has been the big decider in this ball game. And again, Springville has struggled over the last few innings to get any runs going. We do have a new pitcher, though,
Now
in
pitching
for
Spanish
Tyler
Fork, number
Blair
22,
Nielsen, I should say.
Austin Bradford.
His number 22, Austin Bradford.
Yeah, solid relief effort from Blair Nielsen. He will pitch 2 innings in this game, only giving up looks like I've got a walk charge to him. He did have a strikeout, so really just did a good job of controlling the Red Devils offense. Wasn't necessarily overpowering, but definitely did his job, was able to induce a lot of ground outs.
So Bradford's first pitch here will be a breaking ball that's inside for a ball. Springville hopes to get some form of offense going here in the 6th. That one is a fastball that's low for ball 2. You know, new pitchers too, new relief. It comes new opportunities potentially to get offense going here. Oh, a big hack by DeAmas, and that one no good there. Count now 2-1.
So if you think this is deja vu, you are correct. DeAmas was technically up in the last inning, but because of the wonderful throw by Romero over to second base, nailing Child over there at second, DeAmas getting another opportunity here.
Count 2-2 here. Good chop at it there, and that one will roll foul. Now it's going to have to hustle back over to first, to home plate, I should say.
Yeah, that one always stinks. You rumbled your way all the way over to first base, thought you got yourself on base, and instead you mosey back on over to the plate and hope you can get close to a repeat result.
Sometimes it feels like your efforts go wasted.
I was like, I did all that running for what?
2-2 there,
Oof.
and sure enough, he goes down looking.
Yeah, fantastic pitch there by Bradford. Just freezes him on the inside corner there.
Feeling of getting oh so close to first base and not quite getting there. So Spanish Fork's pitching has been on point for the most part this game. Of course, Corliss started it off for the Dons, and then it was Blair Nielsen who came in excellent relief. Corliss was a little wild there. Finally, Springville does get a hit here, though. That one into shallow left field, and a good hit at that. Cade DeAmas on that one gets the single for the Red Devils.
Yeah, DeAmas with a nice piece of hitting there, sends it out into the outfield. First opportunity there at the plate for him. He's hitting in place of Zach Graves, who started the game. Does a nice job there, gets himself on base.
And indeed, I want a fastball in for a strike to Carson Standiford. Bottom of the 6th here. Dons have led from the jump. It has been close to start, however, Dons have extended their lead throughout the game.
Yeah, at one point this was a really close ball game here for the first couple of innings, and at one point it was 5-3 for the Dons over the Red Devils, and then that 4th inning happened and really just kind of opened things up for Spanish Fork, and the combination of Nielsen and now Bradford in relief of Corliss has really kind of helped clamp things down here for the Dons.
Bradford from the stretch throws this one. That one hit over to shortstop. This could be 2. Over to second for 1, to first, and in time for a double play. Good play by the Dons to close out the inning, and they have been in control. Score 10-3. And they celebrate out in the crowd as a team there. Good defensive effort, and so far has been
they come up with no runs
big
off
game
one
for
hit,
them.
And there were no errors, nobody left.
So Spanish Fork leads, and we'll go to break here after this.
Nobody plans on getting in an accident, but if you do, you can rely on the expertise of Mike McKell to protect and fight for your rights. Specializing in personal injury law, Mike McKell is the attorney you need. Call McKell, Thompson, and Hunter, 801-798-9000.
Well, it finally happened, Zachary. Somebody burned down my she shed.
The she shed was struck by lightning.
Zachary, is my she shed covered by State Farm?
Your she shed's covered, Cheryl.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm.
Call State Farm agent Lance Wilson today.
I definitely recommend the Driggs team. They're amazing.
Hi, I'm Greg with the Driggs Mortgage Team, where we believe there's no substitute for experience. Stop by our office today on Main Street and let us help you get into your brand new home.
Hi, welcome to Two Jacks Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to Two Jacks Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork, or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
And we're back here with the top of the 7th here on Spanish Fork 17, and we're proud to present to you the UPG Last Chance Tournament. In this matchup between the Spanish Fork Dons and the Springville Red Devils. It's been all Dons since around the 4th inning here, score 10-3, and they'll be up to bat here in the top inning of the 7th. Again, some other games going on around the Horn are Mount View versus Salem Hills. Of course, Timpanogos playing Orem as well currently. This round robin play continues. That one a grounder and a quick out to start off the 7th there. Good play there at short by Cooper Riggs.
Now coming to bat, number 2, Jackson Remsky.
So this has been something that the Red Devils really haven't had. This game is a quick start really to get quick outs as well. Had a lot of traffic throughout the game. And it's been a lot of the bottom of the lineup as well that has done their share of the damage. Dawson Lee included. He did ground out just now, but you know, Jason Rensky also has been efficient. He's been on base pretty much every time he's been up.
Yeah, 1 for 1, 2 walks. Definitely doing a good job there in the 9 spot in the lineup for the Dons. Yeah, just watching this last chance tournament, just it's a pleasure to be able to see all of these teams be able to suit back up once more and be able to play some ball. And it's just been a fun day here at the ballpark. We've been here since about noon and caught some nice rays and just enjoyed a nice day of baseball. And it's been a nice day of baseball throughout the valley, as we've mentioned. Couple more games here in pool play, a couple more games tomorrow, and it's just so nice to have baseball back.
Yeah, exactly. It's really been a pleasure, and it's really shaped up to be a beautiful evening too as well for baseball, and all the fans enjoying it as well in droves here. Just happy to be out watching baseball again as that one is chopped. Another play for Riggs to make on the short hop, throws it over to first, and he will get Reinke out for the 2nd out of the inning.
Yeah, Lilliard's still in the game here for the Red Devils, and this has been his best inning yet on the mound. Has been able to induce 2 easy ground outs over there to shortstop, and hoping to close this thing up. It's Corbin Harrison now up for the Dons.
And comes the first pitch to Harrison. He'll ground that one over to second, and it's going to be a quick inning here for the Red Devils as they go down 1-2-3. We'll go to the middle of the 7th here. Spanish Fork leading Springville 10-3, and we'd like to take some time for the last time today to thank our sponsors, Synergy Elite Health, world-class supplements powering world-class athletes for over 20 years. Call 801-492-4845 for more information about how your athlete can perform at their peak. And Zift, payments for the modern era, a better alternative to Stripe and PayPal. Contact an associate to learn more. Visit www.zift.io for more information. We'd also like to thank Trapnell Orthodontics, a proud sponsor of the Last Chance Tournament, and they are currently offering $400 off treatments along with Apple AirPods. Stop by 187 East, 400 South in Springville, or give them a call at 801-489-9475 and mention this ad to schedule your new free patient consultation today. Namify, wanting to unify your group or make a lasting impression? Contact the great folks at Namify and get the amazing service you deserve for all your printing, engraving, and embroidery needs. Visit them online today at namify.com. We also like to thank Red Rock Orthodontics with 10,000 Utah County smiles and counting. Come see us. We think you will like it here. Kisses Kava. Reduce stress and sleep better with Kisses Kava. Premium, noble Fijian Kava powder straight from the island of Vanua-Luvu, Fiji. Go to kisseskava.com to order now. Salem Oil and Lube, high quality service and outstanding customer care. Mention the Last Chance Tournament and get $5 off your next oil change. And by the UPR, Utah Prep Rag. Springville has one more frame to try and muster up some runs here. The 7th spot would be the goal, but obviously a far-fetched goal at that.
Yeah, definitely a difficult one, as they've not been able to see the ball terribly well, especially off of the relievers in this game. They were able to see Weston Corliss kind of well at the beginning of the game, but really things have kind of locked down on defense as well for the Dons, and so it'll be up to Austin Bradford to go ahead and shut the door on this ball game. It would this is the last pool play game here for the Red Devils, and it would put them at 0-3 in pool play and not in a great situation heading into the bracket. That thing, though, crushed out to center.
A good trail there by the center fielder, however. That was Dawson Lee on the play, playing shallow center. And that's what was able to help him kind of get a quick read on that fly ball. So 1 down already for the Red Devils, and that'll bring up number 15. That'll be Easton Lydiard.
Coming to bat, number 15, Easton Lydiard.
Yeah, Lydiard, one of the few that has had success here at the plate for the Red Devils. 2 for 3 on the day with a double and a single, and now a hit by pitch.
We'll sprint it over to first there. Good hustle. We'll shake it off. Obviously a painful one to take it on the hit.
Number 16, Nick Thora.
Players still loving it out here on both sides. Springville obviously still enjoying it even though they're down here. I mean, Nick Thorpe up to bat here with 1 down. That one spiked in the dirt for ball 1.
Does look like there's a new catcher in the game here for the Dons. Just noticed that is not the typical number 13 Romero there behind the dish. It is number 17 now, giving Romero a bit of a rest as he's been pretty beat up in this particular game.
That was Brennan Carter in for Romero. Doing a pretty decent job there, blocking back-to-back pitches in the dirt. If anything, it's probably to preserve Romero going forward, too, for the next game they have tomorrow. That one outside, and it's 3-0.
Yeah, definitely a big momentum game here for the Dons, able to wipe away that shutout loss that they endured yesterday to the Provo Bulldogs, and able to get potentially here, most likely get a big victory here over Springville, over the rivals. Hopefully be a big juice-up game here for the Dons, and then they can take that momentum into their game tomorrow against the Mountain View Bruins. Again, that one going to be over at Salem Hills High School at 1:30 tomorrow for those that would be able to boogie on over and be in the crowd for that game. I'm sure the team would love and appreciate that. Unfortunately, we will not be able to cover that here on Spanish Fork 17, but definitely excited for the Dons for that ball game.
We are excited for the rest of this tournament as well, and we hope that we can continue to keep you updated and continue to be with you as we go into tournament play. So far, it has been a delight to be out here and to watch these players get out and enjoy the game they love, as that one gets hit over again into right side.
Yeah, great job here by Thorpe to fight these pitches off. These are not easy ones. They are just a little bit outside. He's able to get his arms extended and just poke them foul.
Thorpe doing a good job indeed. Again, he fouls another one off. That one is going to go back behind the backstop and over our heads and out of play.
Yeah, definitely making Bradford work in this particular at bat. He's fouled 3 straight off here.
Here comes a payoff pitch, breaking ball, and a good eye in the dirt. And Thorpe will take his spot over at first base. He did a good job of fighting off some pitches there, and ends up paying off for him.
Yeah, and that's why it's important to battle up there. Thorpe definitely shortened his swing up to make sure that he can make some contact there on those pitches again. Like it's so important to protect the plate and just keep yourself alive in those at bats. He did a good job of fighting off some bad pitches and then was able to be patient enough to take the walk.
Bradford trying to finish this one off here with 1 out in the top of the 7th. We'll try and do that against Tyler Kelly here. Kelly takes a breaking ball and already took the first strike, already down 0-2 here.
That was a pretty pitch there by Bradford. Just a nice breaking ball that started over the middle of the plate and then just broke beautifully over to the outside part.
That one a good pitch as well, just a little low there. Count is 1-2.
Overall, pretty impressed with this Don staff here in this game. Again, Weston Corliss a little wild in his starting appearance, but was able to do the job. Along with Blair Nielsen, who came in a couple innings of relief. Bradford now in his 2nd inning of relief and doing a good job. Like I said, I've generally been impressed with this Don staff. Done a good job here against the Red Devils offense.
So far, it's been a pretty impressive performance from them.
Now coming to bat, number 1, Kyle Snyder.
Of course, before COVID started, they did play some games. They were down at the in St. George actually for a tournament. They started off kind of slow actually, and not typical Don's fashion to start off slow. But that one is popped over into right field, scrambling play. It's going to be just foul. They're going to call it. I think it went just over the line. But the Dons, going back to the beginning of the year, had a slow start, and then COVID happened. But this is a team that has built a tradition of excellence. Has been year in and year out one of the stronger teams in 5A, League 8 play.
Yeah, and even though this is, one might term this as a rebuild year, kind of an off year for the Dons, obviously they still have a lot of talented players, and getting them to have this opportunity here in this last chance tournament is a big deal.
Certainly indeed. It does build experience too for them, at least somewhat, to be able to get out and play in real competition. As that one ends up being a single for the Red Devils. So bases loaded for the 3rd time today. Springville had them loaded in the first inning, got nothing out of it. And you have to think if they were able to capitalize in that first inning, what the dynamic of this game would look like.
Oh, yeah. They definitely had their chances early against Weston Corliss. Definitely had those 2 opportunities with the bases loaded. Had another opportunity in the 3rd where it was 1st and 3rd. They definitely they've left a lot of runners on base. Ooh, that was a wicked curveball.
Yeah, Child had no idea where that one was going. Well, Bradford has brought some impressive stuff, that's for sure. He's had some good breaking pitches here. He has another one there. That one just misses. Count is 1-1.
Yeah, that one just barely missing. I thought that one was going to break just enough to be able to be called a strike. Instead, it will even up the count.
That one is popped up to the right side and playable. Over to grab it is Sheriff, and he'll have that one, and that'll be it. So Spanish Fork comes out against their rival Springville and delivers a great performance, winning this one wire to wire, 10-3 the final score. And we'll be back after this commercial break to give you a quick recap and wrap this thing up on Spanish Fork 17.
After the 3rd out,
Need a new car or truck? Come to the guys you trust. The Car Guys are part of the Blue Diamond Auto Group, and they have the best selection of quality vehicles at the best prices for your budget. The Blue Diamond Auto Group with the Car Guys at 872 North Main in Spanish Fork.
I definitely recommend the Driggs team. They're amazing.
Hi, I'm Greg with the Driggs Mortgage team, where we believe there's no substitute for experience. Stop by our office today on Main Street and let us help you get into your brand new home.
If you're looking for a workout, you know MVP Sports is the place to start, and that includes pickleball. MVP Sports has all you need to get active in this growing sport. Paddles, shoes, clothing, and the pickleballs. MVP Sports in Spanish Fork.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
Hi, welcome to Two Jacks Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to Two Jacks Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
Well, it finally happened, Zachary. Somebody burned down my she shed.
The she shed was struck by lightning.
Zachary, is my she shed covered by State Farm?
Your she shed's covered, Cheryl.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm.
Call State Farm agent Lance Wilson today.
Nobody plans on getting in an accident, but if you do, you can rely on the expertise of Mike McKell to protect and fight for your rights. Specializing in personal injury law, Mike McKell is the attorney you need. Call McKell, Thompson, and Hunter, 801-798-9000.
Back here on Spanish Fork 17, it is a final here. We thank you for joining us for today's game between the Spanish Fork Dons and the Springville Red Devils as part of the UPG Last Chance Tournament. And pool play about wrapping up. Tomorrow's the final day, of course. And the final game for Springville is for Spanish Fork. They'll be playing tomorrow against Mountain View. The Dons get their first win in pool play. Meanwhile, Springville drops to 0-3 overall. And we'd like to give out our MVP Sports Player of the Game. It's something we haven't been able to do in a while, and we're happy to do so. And it really is a tough decision there as far as who to pick, Andrew. Really, it was a balanced attack overall from Spanish Fork.
It really was. There was a lot of guys that had solid plays, solid. There wasn't one guy necessarily that stood out a ton. But if I did have to pick one for our MV Sports MVP of the game, I would go with Dawson Lee. Dawson Lee was 2 for 4 in this ball game, scored 2 runs, was a big part of that big four-run inning there in the fourth. Singled in that one and then had a ground rule double in the fifth that for a second there I thought maybe it was going to actually clear the fence, and was able to score on that. So, and able to bring that production from the number 8 hole in the lineup is pretty impressive. And so overall I'd say just the offense in general, but if I'm going to point out one person for our MVP Sports MVP of the game, it will go to our man Dawson Lee.
Yeah, Lee did a great job. Of course, that one hit earlier on in the game was close enough to almost clear the fence. It was pretty close indeed. Good game overall by Spanish Fork. They led wire to wire. A big 5-run fourth inning really helped them to get ahead in this one. They never looked back. So good game overall from the offensive side and defensive side for the Dons, and we'll look forward to seeing them play again going forward in this tournament. Again, we thank you guys for joining in with us and being a part of this UPG Last Chance Tournament, and we're glad to bring you coverage again. Stay tuned with us. Stay tuned with KSL and Deseret News as well, as they will continue to provide the rest of pool play. And we hope to be able to come back with next week's action in tournament play, and so stay tuned with us and with those two networks as well. Again, it's a final score here. Spanish Fork takes this one over Springville. Final score 10-3, and the Dons take the win here at Maple Mountain. Again, for Andrew LaRose, I'm Jake Arscott, and we thank you for joining in with us for today's ball game. We hope you have a fantastic rest of your evening.